years ago, Paolo Cherchi Usai just dropped the question to me, how would you feel about scoring a silent film with one electric guitar? And my response to that was, you know, what have you been drinking? This really hasn't been done before. No one has ever attempted to do a silent film wall-to-wall with electric guitar. Even if you resurrect Jimi Hendrix and you put him there for 94 minutes, wall-to-wall, you know, yeah, it's Jimi, but, you know, in relation to the film, how's that going to work? And I said, the guy's insane, but, you know, make my day. You could do something like this. If you needed to. You know, what more could you want? Just to make a whole lot of noise in front of a captive audience. This is basically the sound of the motor of the drill going over the pickups. Well, unless they pick up and leave, which might happen. For 94 minutes, and no one to interfere. You don't have some, you know, you don't have a lead vocalist. You don't have some drummer getting, you know, with his hi-hat getting in your ears. You know, fantastic. It just so happens that the cheapest one is the best, because the lower tech it is, the more movement, nasty noises it makes. It's actually so. This guy came out the winner. How can this be done with one instrument and an electric guitar to boot? So I spent about 15, 16 months working on sound. Developing a certain type of sound and certain techniques of playing that I thought would work with the film. Oh, did you hear that sound?
Yeah, it's nice.
It's actually really nice.
You'll probably put it to use, knowing you.
This is what I use on Trespassers, you see. and this involved a lot of trial and error with instrumentation, with gear, with effects, with, you know, pedals and what have you. The key bit. See, that's right. Tick, 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 tick. Max is already working. Instead, if you do that way, you're going to gas everybody in the house, and this way. One, you got to learn this kind of thing. You learn fast. Really, I think the composing deserves the better part of the day, where I have at least the most energy and the most focus. This means a very early start. Even if you're doing a punk rock score like this, you want zero distractions of the city, noises of any sort or interruption. So. You wouldn't probably catch, you know, a real rock and roller even waking up before 10 a.m. Can you imagine Keith Richards recording something at, you know, 5:30 in the morning, right? Probably gets to bed at that time or something. But that's the only way to do it for me. Sunrise is in all the top 10, top 100 lists. You know, the British Film Institute considered it the 7th greatest film of all time. Even the style of the film, the cinematography, really influenced, for example, John Ford in The Informer and even Orson Welles in Citizen Kane. It won the first ever, if you will, Academy Award for Unique and Artistic Production Award. The story is in fact quite a simple one when it boils down to it. Yet it is universal because the same story could happen today, could happen at any time. A man who is married to what is depicted as a saintly figure, an angelic woman, is corrupted by the vamp from the city who tries to convince him to drown his wife so that they can live together. such is life. I don't have the time like in between you would in between songs to sit there going, I said to Paolo, why wouldn't you do this with at least a trio or at least a drummer to make it more, give the guy a chance, give the guitarist a fighting chance. I think Paolo's notion is there is something of a performance aspect here. It is somewhat of a feat doing this with just one electric guitar, provided it's pulled off. The music will enhance the images, but the opposite is also true. In other words, the images very often will enhance the perception of the sound. It's, the way the images mesh with the music that make the music sound great. It's almost as if the images accompany the music also. So you have your drums, you have your bass line. He's walking through the marsh, whatever the case may be.